So it's morning here in Ontario, and I'm on my way to St. Catharines to teach the Principles Electoral District Association Management course. And then tomorrow I'm going to be doing 6 or 7 hours of strategic planning with them. So it's going to be a fun day. About 40 some odd people RSVP'd, so we'll see how many people come out. But it's always fun to be going and working with a riding that wants to work with me. So we've been teaching it in ridings all over the country, and members have been receiving it well. They really seem to like it. It's been exciting to watch, getting excited and going out and seeing them actually do some of the stuff that we're talking about. In order to become an expert at anything, you need to actually intentionally practice that thing about 10,000 hours. If we're only practicing campaigning for 35 days once every 4 years, we will all be long dead before we become experts at it. We need to find a way to speed the process up. We need to find a way to practice campaigning in between elections. And so this is my idea. We're going to take the events that we're doing anyways, our red tie galas, our fundraisers, our policy town halls, our MP events. We're going to take the events that we're probably doing 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them a year anyway, and we're going to start pretending that they're elections. But instead of votes, we're looking for bums in seats or dollars in the bank. And we're going to use all the same processes, all the same language, all the same techniques that we would use in order to get somebody elected, we're going to use to make that event a success. Before the writ drops, what do? We activate existing volunteers and donors on behalf of the campaign. So we call up the donors and say, hey, we're putting on this big event. We really want to make a big show of it. Could you give us $50? Right? Donors like donating to something that's immediate and urgent. And volunteers like volunteering for something that's immediate and urgent. Hey, we're putting on this big event. We're going to go knock on some doors and make some phone calls and invite some people to it. Are you in? You want to come out? Let's go canvassing. And then from there, once the writ is dropped, we move into IDing the vote. Right? We make a list of all the people we think are likely to want to come to an immigration town hall or a healthcare forum or a golf tournament fundraiser, and we start calling them. We start knocking on their doors. Hey, we're putting on this big event. You want to come? It costs $20 or whatever. Oh, by the way, who do you think you're going to vote for in the next election? Every single interaction we have with a voter during this process, we're going to ask the support question, because that's how we're going to ID the vote for the election. Every voter we talk to, who are you going to vote for? On a scale of 1 to 4, where 1 is extremely likely and 4 is extremely unlikely, how likely do you think you are to vote for the Liberal Party of Canada in the next election? The Conservatives, the Green, the NDP? Great, thank you. By the way, we're having this big event. So when we start reading diminishing returns and IDing the vote, we move into persuade the vote. Right? All the people who said maybe, we call back. What's it going to take? Is it too expensive? Maybe we can make a deal. Oh, it's your anniversary that night? Well, that's too bad. Why don't you come to one of our advanced polls? We have monthly coffee meetings. Right? We make a list of all the people we know are going to require more persuasion. Right? Mayor and council. We actually managed to grab a Conservative or two from council to come to the event. If you're having a healthcare forum, go to the Hospital Services Board, go to the Doctors College, go to the nurses, go to, whatever it is. Say, yeah, we know you're nonpartisan, but don't you want to hear Dr. Fry talk about what our healthcare policy is? Right? Persuade them. And then a few days before the event, we shift to get out the vote. We start calling everybody who said yes, they're going to come, and say, hey, that event you said you were going to come to, it's Saturday. Do you need a ride? All the same techniques, all the same practices we would do during a campaign, we do in order to drive attendance to the event. We practice campaigning. In the summer, we did a immigration town hall in Vancouver South. Kevin Lamoureux was coming out, and they set a date, and 30 or 40 volunteers canvassing for 3 months in order to fill this room. Huge success. It was awesome. Standing room only. It was so packed that the 40 volunteers who'd been doing the work couldn't get in the room. They were all hovered around the doors watching from afar. And at one point, this elderly Chinese gentleman stood up, and he told his immigration story and the immigration story of his family and Chinese head tax and, all the horrible things that we did to his ancestors. And everybody was crying. All the attendees were crying, the panelists were crying, he was crying, I was bawling tears out. I was standing at the back, I was taking photos, and one of the volunteers who'd been canvassing turns to me, and he's tears running down his face. And he goes, I knocked on that guy's door. He's here because I invited him. He's having this experience with Kevin Lamoureux right now because of me. When are we going canvassing again? When was the last time somebody asked you when we were going canvassing again was? Micro-campaigns give volunteers something to do, and they get to see the immediacy of those actions. They're not canvassing for something out here in 2015. They're canvassing for something in a couple of months. They get to see a direct impact. If you're a riding president or a membership chair or a volunteer coordinator, I'm sure you've had the experience. Somebody calls you up and says, hi, I'm a new volunteer. What do you want my help with? First of all, don't swear at them. Not an effective strategy. But I mean, if you're anything like me, when I was a riding president, I was like, right, volunteer. Can you call me back in 2015? Right? If you're running micro campaigns, there's always something to do. Oh, we're running a canvas next week. Why don't you join us? There's always something for them to do, and you're practicing. Right? Do this 3, 4, 5, 6 times a year between now and the RIT period. When the RIT drops, fundraising chair goes, oh, I know what my job is. Picks up the phone and starts calling donors. Hey, it's the big show. I need $1,200 this time. Right? Volunteer coordinator picks up the phone and starts calling volunteers saying, hey, we're going to need your canvas time. How many shifts can you do? Right? The canvassers show up to the campaign office saying, I don't even need to talk to you. Just give me the sheets. Oh, John's on this sheet. I talked to him for the last event. I'm looking forward to this. I wonder how his dog is doing. Right? We're practiced. Everybody knows what their jobs are. We just immediately move into it. We're not wasting any time. And over time, as we do more micro-campaigns, we increase the amount of engagement in the community. Any riding association, I don't care if you've only got 3 active volunteers, can do at least 2 micro-campaigns a year. It's once every 6 months. They might be small. There might only be 20 or 30 people in the room, but you can do at least 2. What do we need in order to do micro-campaigns? The first is adopt a campaign mindset, right? Campaign starts the moment the polls close in the last election, and it ends when the polls, close on the next one. Micro-campaigns need to fit into an overarching strategic plan. So if you say we're going to sign up 100 members this year, and you're doing 5 micro-campaigns, and each micro-campaign has to sign up 20 members. If you say we're going to raise $10,000 this year, then each micro-campaign has to raise $2,000. Right? We're going to take the big goals that we're setting for ourselves in a strategic plan, and we're breaking it down into smaller digestible chunks with the micro-campaigns. Each micro-campaign represents a step closer to our goals. Coffee meetings are, in my opinion, the highest benefit, lowest effort activity that a riding can engage in. But those meetings in the micro-campaign context, those are the advanced polls. Right? So if you're holding a monthly coffee shop meeting and somebody can't come to your big event, then you invite them to the coffee shop meeting. Our job is to recruit volunteers and then get those volunteers out engaging with voters and then recruit those voters. And if we're doing that work month after month, year after year, when we get to a RIT, it's going to be easy.